Welcome back to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Ryan Blank. The World Cup roster is now set for Team USA. Head coach Greg Berhalter announced his final 26-man roster yesterday. The Stars and Stripes are the youngest team competing in the tournament, and the core of the team is known as the Golden Generation. And Berhalter knows the impact that the World Cup will have on their legacy.
I think, though, the final determination on this group, and I've said this before, will be at the World Cup. And that's just how generations are measured. You know, we can talk, oh yeah, it's great, we beat Mexico 3 times, or we won a Gold Cup or a Nations League, but the real measuring stick for this group is certainly going to be how we perform in Qatar.
Former FC Tucson defender and current New York Red Bull Aaron Long was named to the final roster. Long and the U.S. men's national team will begin their quest for the Cup on Monday, November 21st. After beating Arizona in last week's season finale, the Arizona State women's soccer team earned itself a bid to the NCAA Tournament. Saturday, led by Pac-12 Forward of the Year Nicole Douglas, the Sun Devils finished with a 9-5-3 record, which was 5th best in the conference. Still, they did not get home field advantage, and head coach Graham Winkworth was surprised by the selection committee's decision.
So I'm more disappointed for our fans than anything else, because the environment that was created on Friday night was incredible, and I would have loved to have had another night like that. Having said that, after we got over that initial disappointment, I'm delighted to be selected.
30 years ago at Sun Devil Stadium, a tradition between childhood friends began. Now it has grown beyond what they thought was possible, and Cronkite News reporter Victoria Samuels was there for the reunion.
In 1992, Jimmy Powers and 3 of his childhood friends embarked on their first trip to a college football game. Little did they know this tradition would go on to last 3 decades, and their group of 4 would grow to 45.
It's like we knew each other from way back when we were kids. I mean, we played basketball together, CYO basketball, Pop Warner football. Today we're still believe we're athletes, but you know, we're a little bit older, but we just enjoy each other's company is really what it comes down to.
The members are from Woodside, Queens, a small town in New York. Now, in honor of Mr. Powers, who passed away last year from Parkinson's disease, the group has come back to Arizona State, where it all started 30 years ago.
We just love the camaraderie and the atmosphere, and you know, there's nothing like a college campus on game day.
The men have attended college football games all around the country. This annual trip brings them joy and a sense of brotherhood.
We're veterans, and we have some 9/11 guys, and you know, we've had some tragedy in our lives, but through it all, we've still been able to stay strong and stay together.
Even though 12 members have passed away, the group continues to live on, creating new memories every year and embracing life while they can.
One thing I've learned after 9/11, carpe diem. Live life to its fullest. And that's what we try and do, and that's why we try to laugh, we try to smile, no matter what happens, you know.
The multi-generational group hopes that this tradition will continue for many years to come. In Tempe, Victoria Samuels, Cronkite News.
There's another big weekend of college football ahead, including one in Annapolis between the Naval Academy and Notre Dame. But this weekend, there will be more than just football on the line for some midshipmen players, as Haley Smilo reports from our Washington bureau.
With a woeful 2022 season winding down and the game against Notre Dame looming, Naval Academy players could be forgiven if they were just focused on Saturday's game. But midshipmen from Arizona said they'll still expect to pause Friday in honor of Veterans Day.
For Veterans Day, we definitely are going to take the time to kind of remember all those who have served and those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. I think it's definitely going to elevate our game.
Velez, a sophomore wide receiver who played his prep football days at Brophy, is one of 5 Arizonans on the midshipmen's roster.
It's an honor to be able to go to school here and play football and represent the Navy as a whole, and grateful that we get to be in a place with the freedoms that we have.
Even though they won't be playing on the holiday, Pena says it will be in the back of his mind when he takes the field Saturday.
It's a day of remembrance and honoring the people who have fallen and still continue to serve this country and protect the freedoms that we have. I think I'll definitely be thinking about that.
Chandler product Max Sandlin says Veterans Day has always been a special occasion and a time to honor his relatives. Sandlin's sister is already in the Navy. His dad and grandfather grandfather both served in the Marines and his mom was in the Army.
For me, it was the day I could celebrate my parents and my grandparents, and just kind of the people who have gone before and served.
His plans for the day are simple: drinking a Guinness, his grandfather's favorite beer, and remembering a friend who recently passed. Like Sandlin, Bellas also has family in the military, with one brother stationed at Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas, and another about to earn his commission in the Marines.
When Veterans Day comes, not only am I thinking about all the people who have served before, but also, those who are currently serving.
That doesn't mean they haven't forgotten about the game. At 3-6, the midshipmen are set to post their 4th losing season in the last 5 years, and they face a Notre Dame team Saturday that is ranked 20th by the Associated Press, but still fighting for respectability with a 6-3 record. Bella says they will be ready.
There's a lot of tradition behind Navy football. It's definitely an honor to be wearing Navy colors on Saturdays.
In Washington, Haley Smilo, Cronkite News.
Navy and Notre Dame have played annually since World War II and have faced each other a total of 92 times. However, the Naval Academy has just won 13 of those games. That's it for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Jacob.